Okay, I want to talk about this Alex Jones Infowars situation because it's a little confusing. At first, it seemed like he dramatically lost Infowars in this mysterious bidding war, and then it was told to people that, well, the Onion bought it, but they weren't even the highest bidder. And I was like, well, who gets to decide who won? Who decided that the Onion got to win and not whoever had the highest bid? And what was the highest bid? And who were the bidders? Like, I have so many questions. Um, so here's an article from Fox 5 Vegas. What happens next with Alex Jones Infowars? No certainty yet after the sale to the Onion is rejected. Ooh. Oh boy. And now I'm going to start using Brave again because I can't stand all these heads popping up. The Onion's rejected purchase of Infowars in an auction bid supported by families of the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting dealt them a new setback on Wednesday and clouded the future of Alex Jones's conspiracy theory platform. Come on, it's mostly news, which will remain in his control for at least the near future. La 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 la. What's next for Infowars and the Sandy Hook family's long-sought efforts to hold Jones accountable over calling one of the deadliest school. He basically called the school shooting a hoax. That's it. But our journalists and legacy news people can lie constantly for years, and nothing ever happens to them. So I don't really. It doesn't really seem fair how these things are dealt out. Okay. A federal judge in Houston late Tuesday rejected the Onion's winning bid for the site. The only other bidder was a company aligned with Jones. Who was that? I guess they can't say. U.S. bankruptcy Judge Christopher Lopez in Houston said he did not want another auction, but offered to roadmap over how to proceed. One possibility includes ultimately allowing Sandy Hook families who comprise most of Jones's creditors to return to state courts in Connecticut and Texas to collect on the nearly 1.5 billion in defamation and emotional distress lawsuit judgments that Jones was ordered to pay them. Our hope is that when this process ends, and it will end, and it will end sooner rather than later, is that all assets that Alex Jones has are available and paid to the families. That includes InfoWars, and that as a result of the process, Alex Jones is deprived of the ownership and control of the platform that he's used to hurt so many people. Then just don't watch it. I'm so confused. If someone's speech hurts your feelings, stop listening to their speech. If you feel like someone's lying about you, I don't know, you can follow the right channels, be like, oh, this is defamation, or I'm sending you a letter of cease and desist, whatever. I don't understand this. They must have really good lawyers. Christopher Matei, an attorney for the Sandy Hook family, said on Wednesday. The families, meanwhile, were preparing to mark. This is what makes me feel like it was a hoax. The fact that there's all this, that they're coming back so hard at Alex Jones when so many other people get to lie all the time. Okay. The families, meanwhile, were preparing to mark the 12th anniversary of the December 14th shooting. The satirical news publication bought InfoWars in an auction backed by the families of the Sandy Hook victims. Okay. Why was the Onion's bid rejected? The sale of InfoWars is part of Jones's personal bankruptcy case, which he filed in late 2022 after he was ordered to pay the 1.5 billion. Jones was sued for repeatedly saying on his show that the 2012 massacre of 20 first graders and 6 educators was staged by crisis actors to spur more gun control. I mean, we do know that they want gun control. He has since conceded that the shooting did happen. Lopez said there was a lack of transparency in the bidding process and too much confusion about the Onion's bid, and he expressed concern that the amount of money offered was too low. The Onion's parent company, Global Tetrahedron, submitted a 1.75 million cash offer with plans to kick Jones out and relaunch InfoWars in January as a parody. The bid also included a deal with many of the Sandy Hook families for them to forego $750,000 of their auction proceeds and give it to other creditors. The other bidder was First United American Companies, which runs a website in Jones's name that sells nutritional supplements and planned to let Jones stay on Infowars platforms. It offered $3.5 million in cash. Well, something tells me that was the higher bidder then. $3.5 million in cash. And later, with Jones' alleged fraud and collusion in the bidding process, Lopez rejected those allegations. Christopher Mayr, the trustee who oversaw the auction, said he picked the onion in its deal with the Sandy Hook families because it would have provided more money to Jones's other creditors. What happens next? Lopez directed Murray to come up with a new plan to move forward. Murray and the representatives of the Onion did not immediately return messages seeking comment. The judge said there was a possibility there could be a trial in 2025 to settle Jones's bankruptcy and that Murray could try to sell the equity in InfoWars' parent company. The judge said he wanted to hear back from Murray and others involved in the bankruptcy within 30 days on a plan. On the social media platform X, Jones called the judge's ruling a major victory for freedom of the press and due process. Jeff Anapolsky, an adjunct professor at the University of Houston Law Center and the managing director and founder of Anapolsky Advisors, a financial consulting firm, said he was not surprised Lopez rejected the sale. He was not involved in the case, but said he has appeared before Lopez and described him as a fair judge. Anapolsky believes the sale of InfoWars assets will ultimately take place and be approved. So that's up to Mr. Murray now, the trustee, to go do something and make everyone feel like everybody had their say and understand the transparency of the process, Anna Polsky said. Sandy Hook family's 2 March shooting anniversary. The decision came during a solemn week for relatives of victims of the Sandy Hook shooting in Newton, Connecticut. The 12th anniversary is Saturday, and some of the victims' relatives were traveling to Washington, D.C. to attend an annual vigil for victims of gun violence. The families usually mark the anniversary out of public eye. Oh, why would they suddenly be in the public eye now? Maybe it's to push gun control. Many of the families have said their lawsuits against Jones brought back the unbearable pain of losing their loved ones, as well as the trauma of being harassed and threatened by believers of Jones's hoax conspiracy. Uh, trauma of being harassed and threatened. Oh boy. I'm like, then stay offline. I don't know. Relatives said they have been confronted in public by hoax believers and received death threats and rape threats. The families have not received any money from Jones since winning the trials. And here's a picture of Gankles. Oh boy, very interesting. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, let's see. Well, if you go on Twitter, okay, what does Breitbart have to say? Is it it might be similar. Hello, chat. What do you think? Okay. 3.5 million for InfoWars is ridiculous. It was all a scam to silence him and punish him for speaking up against the machine. Yes, Ben. Yes, Ben. That's exactly right. Okay. Breitbart. Let's zoom a little. No deal. Judge blocks sale of Alex Jones and Infowars to the Onion. After a 2-day hearing, U.S. bankruptcy judge, these ads, Christopher Lopez of Houston ruled an auction did not result in the best bids possible. He rejected Jones's claims that the auction was plagued by collusion. As Breitbart News reported, the Onion had named the winning bidder on November 14th over the company that was affiliated with Jones, whose platform was put up for sale as part of the bankruptcy case stemming from the $1.5 billion court order. Yes, we know the Onion had planned to kick Jones out and relaunch InfoWars as a parody, which would have gone so poorly. people would not have gone for it. People were already following Jones on his new Twitter account. What was it? Alex Jones, Alex Jones Media or the Alex Jones Network, right? AJN. So people would have stopped paying attention to Infowars and wouldn't have seen or cared what it would have become. We are deeply disappointed in today's decision. The Onion will continue to seek a resolution that helps. Oh yeah, that's all they want to do. That's all the Onion wants to do. Help Sandy Hook families. They're in bed together. Okay, the Onion only offered $1.75 million in cash and other incentives for Infowars. The other company, First United American Companies, offered $3.5 million. So way, way, way more. Yet the smaller bid was chosen. Interesting. Wow. They were way, way outbid, but still. You got to scratch and claw and get everything you can for them, Lopez said. Whoa. Disappointed in the judge's ruling. Oh, they're so harassed. Okay. I mean, it is horrible. It is horrible if slash that happened. No, it's yeah, it's horrible that these people were killed. But again, this is a freedom of speech issue. If you just anybody can say anything is a hoax. It's just the fact that they went after him as hard as they did. Definitely to me speaks that they just Alex Jones is a problem in general, they think. So let's just uh, kneecap him for this particular thing. Interesting. But Alex Jones is a fighter, as we know, so he will come out on top no matter what they deal him. And a quick perusal on Twitter here. Wow. Buy Infowars and dump it. Alex Jones wins big in Infowars bankruptcy case against the Onion. If it was not for certain people paying attention to Alex Jones, this nation would be effed more than it is right now. Wow. If a court can force Alex Jones to pay a ridiculous $1.2 billion for his opinion, CNN is worth 100 times Infowars revenue. The suit should be for $10 billion or more, and the precedent set by Jones's case pretty much means CNN is guilty, and the jury just needs to set the punishment. And I'm not gonna pick that up. Infowars sale hinges on more money and less secrecy. From Bloomberg. No, this is what website is this? Oh, Bloomberg Law. I guess that's reputable. Okay, let's bring up this one. Trustee could pitch new sale on where cash is king, judge says. Judge didn't rule out Sandy Hook family's waiving claim. Oh, hello, Muffin. A trustee overseeing the right-wing conspiracy theorist bankruptcy must contend with one clear mandate from a judge: find more money. Oh, but that will likely be a challenging task. Christopher Lopez offered the trustee little guidance, stating that only he was dissatisfied with the lack of transparency surrounding the initial auction. The satirical news site, meaning the Onion needs to come up with more money. Is that what this means here? The satirical news site has said its plans in the coming weeks to re-up its effort, which is essentially to buy and bury Infowars, use it to parody Jones and steer his audience towards gun safety content. Ugh, that sounds great. Its success will hinge on its ability to help trustee Christopher Murray prove that any new offer is not only financially superior to competing bids, so they have to make more than $3.5 million. Or is it billion? Good goodness. It was billion. They need to make more than $3.5 billion. Wow. What a friggin' waste of money. Um, mm, mm, mm. So it's got to be superior, financially superior to competing bids, but also prove that the bidding process was conducted openly. Meanwhile, the Onion's setback this week potentially opens the door for other interested buyers, including those who support Jones. Progressive Texas digital media startup The Barbed Wire and the right wing streaming service Tucker Carlson Network both previously expressed interest in Infowars. Judge Lopez left the trajectory of the case in Murray's hands, emphasizing that the parties and their lawyers were operating in good faith, but said that the case needs to get back on track and it must be wrapped in 2025. Said Christopher D. Hampton. New sale. Lopez's ruling means Murray will now continue operating the estate until he decides what to do with the Infowars assets. He's working to liquidate Jones's estate to pay off more than $1.3 billion to the families of Sandy Hook. Lopez at a bankruptcy hearing in the Southern District of Texas on December 10th said he didn't appear inclined to open a new round of auction because of the confusion surrounding the initial process, which was conducted via sealed bids. He left it to Murray to decide next steps, but suggested the trustee could still pursue sales, including a sale of Jones's equity in Infowars parent, but there's no disputed lien. This just sounds like a mess. If the trustees pursued another auction, he'll likely have to move away from the sealed bid structure. Yeah, because they want to make sure that they outbid the supporters of Alex. That's not really favored in bankruptcy. Lopez suggested the trustee could reopen the bidding using traditional cash is king rules. Wow. But if the trustee decides to allow Sandy Hook families that supported the Onion to waive their proceeds as a sweetener, as they did with the initial bid, the process will have to be more transparent. The judge's biggest concerns are pending litigation over alleged secured debt in the case and whether the defamation judgments will hold up on appeal. If good faith is found, the issue should be settled. If the judge wants a quick resolution, and he seemed to indicate that he does, then he shouldn't push too deeply into the balance struck by the trustee's good faith decisions. Okay. John Pateau, a professor at the University of Michigan Law School, speculated that Lopez may believe both sides are willing to put more money on the table because of the intense fight over the assets. They believe the sale process will start from scratch so that the Onion and a Jones associated backup bidder, First United American, will have an opportunity to compete again. Wow. So the pot's just going to get bigger and bigger. Now that First United knows how much it needs to bid to prevail, it will have to offer enough to pay other creditors and the Sandy Hook families at least as much as they would have received with the Onion's bid. So what does this do? Mainly it delays resolution. I'm not sure that it pushes the sale price in a substantial way. Oh, okay. The unconventional structure of the Onion's offer had the families that backed its bid agree to reduce their own claims to put an otherwise lower cash bid over the top to win the auction. The Onion's parent company valued its final bid, which included $1.75 million in cash, to the Sandy Hook families' waiver of their claims at more than $7 million. While Lopez was troubled at the auction process, he didn't have a problem with the novel treatment of the family's claims, despite criticism from Jones and First United. That means that if the trustee decides to hold another auction, the families can still use the power of their massive judgments to influence a sale. So what? Lopez said at a hearing. Smart lawyers can come up with creative ways, and this is a unique case where there's $1 billion judgment. Okay, all right. Sounds like it's just delayed for now. He could totally purchase Infowars and let freedom ring with Mayr In The Morning. Oh, wouldn't that be great? Oh, wouldn't that be great? I can contribute $25. No. Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Love you, get it. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.